Hey guys, it's John Trent here with BountyIntoComics.com, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Marvel's latest event series, Infinity Countdown. We are on issue 2. It just came out today, what's it, April 18th, and pretty much the only good part about, there's maybe one or two good things about this story. The opening page is pretty good. It's basically Pip the Troll appears to be making a weapon. It's unclear who he's making it for, but they do have a dagger in their hand, so to me that makes me believe it's Loki, but it's unclear. From there, there's a little fun scene where Groot gets eaten by Scar, and they're Guardians of the Galaxy are fighting on the Gardener's planet, and there's a little fun scene with Groot and Scar. But then from there, it just becomes a cringeworthy read. Now there's this other fun part with the Rocket Raccoon. He makes a little Halloween suit, even though it's not Halloween. But after that, I don't know. There's just one scene here it's super cringy. Where is it here? Let me find it. All right, yeah, here it is. So in the last issue, we saw there was this Nova Corps member who was being attacked by a raptor, and she's pregnant, and she's on the front line of the battlefield, and the raptor is basically like, "I'm not going to hurt you. What are you doing out here? This is ridiculous." And then the Nova Corps member says, just blasts him with an energy beam. But then here, so I don't know, we're about 4 or 5 pages in to this Infinity Countdown number 2, and they're defending the Power Stone on Zitong. I'm probably pronouncing that planet wrong. And she's with Drax, and this is just this is just so cringy. And I guess her name is Eve, because Drax yells Eve, and then he asks, "Are you hurt?" And then Eve responds, "No, I've been in labor for the past few hours. My baby girl is coming." So this person is in labor, shooting, literally 2 panels before she says she's in labor. She's shooting laser blasts from her hands at the invading forces trying to defend this Power Stone. And then, I don't know if this is supposed to be funny, but Drax says, "Tell her no, be strong, Eve Bakyan." And it's just, it's not funny. It's just sad. It's just really sad. And then there's the cool action scenes. Like I said, Rocket has a little Halloween costume. That's a little funny. There's some action scenes. It's really bad when you're rooting for the villains to beat them. I wasn't cheering for the Guardians to actually win in this fight. And you're actually rooting for the head guys. It's not what you should be doing. But so then we get this other scene a little bit further on, probably about 3/4 on, and Eve now looks like she's, the artwork makes her look like she's in her 50s now. She's got a ton of wrinkles on her face. She doesn't look like she would have been able to carry a child. She just looks really old. And Gamora is just kind of chilling next to her, and they're next to a rock. Who knows how she got next to that rock? I guess she just sat down and decided to have the kid, and she's got the little baby kid in her hands, and she says, "It's a girl." And then there's a scene with Star-Lord saying, "You were saying?" And then there's supposed to be this emotional moment with Gamora, and she says, "My parents were murdered not long after I was born. I barely survived the slaughter. I sometimes think about my biological parents. I'm sure they fought and then died trying to keep me safe." And then you get a little Thanos reference with the art, and then she keeps going, blah, blah, blah. And then Eve responds, I don't plan on dying today. And then like Gamora says, no one ever thinks they will, as she like stabs a Chitauri soldier with her sword. Um, but then, but it's just so, I mean, it's just so cringy. And then there's just, I mean, there's so many like, there's too many plot lines happening. So you have this like stuff happening on the Gardener's planet. You have the fight for the Power Stone, with on this other planet, Zertong. You've got the Raptors attacking it. You have the Chitauri Warlord attacking it, and then Ant-Man is trying to like manipulate the Power Stone, and then all of a sudden, like while we're like fighting with the Power Stone, we're getting a freaking we're getting dialogue from Adam Warlock, who's nowhere near the Power Stone, and while he's talking, like the Super Skrull like shows up with a giant axe, and who knows what's going to go on there, and they just leave that storyline alone. They just leave that storyline alone, and then you get this whole like Adam Warlock storyline. There's just like four storylines happening. There's no real connection, or like there's no one you're really like rooting for or seeing happen, except for maybe except for the villains, when they have a better like outlook on like what they want to do. It's just, I don't know, it's just a really cringy read, and it's really sad because I actually had pretty high hopes for this story. I actually really liked the two lead-ins. I really liked the Infinity Countdown Prime. I thought that was actually really good. There was like, holy crap, there's like really consequences. You had like Magus and Hank Pym Ultron just doing crazy stuff. And you had like Black Widow showing up and like a message from Wolverine. And it was actually interesting, and you wanted to read, and like you're like, oh cool, there's cool stuff. And then even in Infinity Countdown Adam Warlock, you saw like what the potential of what could happen was going to be, and then Prime kind of threw all of that out the window with like totally changing what Kang's visions were in Infinity Countdown Adam Warlock. So there's like a lot of cool stuff there, but the actual like core issues of this story have just been, I don't know, they're just not really interesting. I don't really care what's going on. Like I said, the first page of this book is probably the only interesting thing with Pip the Troll. But yeah, so basically Infinity Countdown is just a total cringe read. Has like those huge cringy moments with this person just like giving birth on the battlefield, which just seems so unrealistic and just an absolute, like there's no point for the storyline. You could have totally like just cut all, like when you're spending 3 or 4 pages like talking about this, I mean it's just a waste of, it's really a waste. There's no point in that, in showing that, like why is this character even like here? I don't know. But anyways, I would not recommend picking up Infinity Countdown number 2. Nothing actually really happens that's important to the storyline. Don't read Infinity Countdown number 2. That's my recommendation. If you want some more recommendations, I'll probably have some more videos up later today. Once again, this is John Trent with Bounding into Comics. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, sign up for our newsletter, and follow us on Facebook or Twitter, and you can see all those in the description below. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.